What's going on, YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we're going to be going over some pretty big drama and news that is going on in the CS2 trading, investing, skins kind of world and community right now. I do think that this is something new that I want to try on this channel. Obviously, we've tried to upload a couple of these different drama story type videos. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying them. I don't know. I'm still at that experimental phase of my channel where we're trying all different kinds of stuff. But this is a very, very big story because it involves a controversy and also a moral dilemma that I want to get your guys' opinions on and just kind of find out what you would do in this situation, because I think it's kind of a difficult question, and I am really genuinely curious to hear what you guys are going to have to say. First, just wanted to plug my cash trading business really quick. I know I took kind of a break from buying items. There was some personal life craziness and CS community craziness and a ton of stuff going on, but I'm back to buying items. If you guys are looking to cash out any CS2, I keep saying CSGO, but CS2 skins, items, stickers, cases, gloves, knives, whatever, hit me up on Twitter. My Twitter is going to be the first link in the description below, and we can try and work out a deal. Safe, easy, effective way to turn your CS items into cash or crypto or whatever the heck else you guys want. We can try and figure something out. So DM me. I've been getting a ton of DMs lately. Things have been going good. So far, everyone's been happy. I think we're starting to work out some deals, and it helps support my channel and my content. So it's really a win-win for everybody. Yeah, pretty cool service. With that being said, let's get right into this. So we have this tweet. There's a ton of different tweets and stuff going on here. It's kind of all over the place. I'm going to try and do my best to make sense of it all. But we have this from Cape Zera, big Twitter account in the CS world. I don't know how many followers he has. 3,700 followers. That's pretty big. The amount that the owner was expecting, 40K USD, and the price that he sold it for was $4K USD, $4,000. We're talking about a $36,000 mistake or error or whatever the heck happened here for this very, very cool craft. This AK-47 Asimov with 4 Cato 14 stickers on it. We have an LDLC, a Dignitas, a Hellraisers, and a Reason Gaming. And these are all very cool stickers, very expensive stickers on an overall clean AK. I mean, obviously an Asimov isn't like some insane, huge, super expensive skin or anything like that. It's also a stat track Asimov, so obviously it's going to add some value to it. But this craft is very, very cool. Obviously, these Cato stickers are extremely rare. They're extremely expensive. It sounds like a lot of people were saying, I don't know a ton about Cato crafts, so I'm not going to pretend to, but it sounds like people were saying this gun probably wasn't worth 40K, maybe a little bit less. I don't know exactly the ballpark estimate, but from what I can tell, it's worth a lot more than $4,000, and getting this thing for $4,000 was like a really, really, really big come up, and maybe it is close to 40K. I don't exactly know, but I know those stickers are very expensive. Obviously, they're some of the most expensive stickers in the game, some of those, and you can just look up what some of the recent sales for something like a Reason Hollow has been. It's been very, very expensive, but what's the drama here? What's the controversy? Obviously, you can see here the top reply: "Can I have my gun back, please? This is my friend's, please." And this guy's like, hey, it's not even me who bought it. It's this other guy. He says, I know, I'm trying to communicate. That doesn't even make sense. Obviously, this guy is like Chinese or something, so there's a little bit of a language barrier, some kind of weird stuff going on. He says, it's not me who bought it. This guy says, I know. And it's like, okay, well, if you know, why the heck are you tweeting to me then? Kind of weird. But you can see where the controversy lies here. Obviously, this guy made some kind of mistake. He sold his friend's gun for a $36,000 loss. This other guy obviously was a huge benefactor in this deal, getting a potentially $36,000 snipe or profit or whatever. And we see this happen all the time in the CS trading community. People make a mistake. They accidentally list something too low. They accidentally list something too high. They set their buy order too high. They trade the wrong item. They trade too many, too few, whatever. And it leaves people in this really, really weird spot. And what exactly do you do, obviously, is the question. We have a ton of tweets about this thing. I know Pickle's kind of been replying to everything, so I'm kind of using him as like the mediator. Rops, and this is where this all starts to get really comical and just ridiculous as well. Rops tweets out May 22nd of 2022. He says, major champions. And then again, this Chinese guy says, I'm in trouble. Can you help me? And Pickle's like, bro, how the fuck is Rops going to help you? It's just, I mean, that's where some of this, I don't even know if it's all like totally real or what's even going on. Like, it feels like a prank. It feels like I'm having a stroke or something, but ultimately, this guy, AJIE, he says, at Arkasha CS, this is a guy who bought the skin. He says, this is the buyer. My friend lost a 0 on the buff price, and then he shipped it. 31,500 sold, which he hoped would make the seller a little money and give him back the skin. Hope everything goes well. This is also a market action. I just want to let the seller lose a little money to buy him back. This is also a negotiation. I don't know what's going on. Pickle says, okay, well, why did your friend deliver? And what this guy's saying, again, obviously English not being the first language, he's saying he sold it for 30 31,500 RMB. He was trying to list it for 315,000 RMB, which again is like 45,000 somewhere in there. Instead, he sold it for like 4,500 instead of 45,000. That is a big mistake. He just dropped a zero on his RMB. Pickle says, well, why did he deliver it? And then this guy says the seller was driving without looking. So it gets even more ridiculous, and the guy gets even more in the wrong. He's like, driving in one hand, selling CS skins, not just selling CS skins, selling $40,000 CS skins in the other hand while not even looking at the road. Obviously, that could have been absolute disastrous in the real world as far as like a car crash or something, but also it ends up being extremely disastrous in the CS world, potentially losing $40,000. Again, this whole story just gets absolutely ridiculous and ridiculous and ridiculous. But then it leads to people having stuff like this. And this is where I wonder, what the heck is going on or what you guys think, because so many people out there are saying stuff like this. Interesting case. Do you think the buyer should return the item? The AK was sold on Buff for 31,500 RMB instead of 315,000. The seller was driving his car while listing the item and accepting the trade. What would you do if you are the buyer of this skin? You get put in this maybe weird spot, depending on where you're like moral compasses, or just depending on what is right here. And I really do see both sides, because there are a ton of people, adding their opinions and stuff. Like Miguel, he says, my opinion about the AK Asimov that sold. He's seen a lot of millionaires saying that they would give it back. Well, in his country, for example, he's talking about Portugal. This is 4 entire years of work, $40,000. It's really life-changing to some people, and he didn't do anything wrong to get it. And that's true. The guy who saw this thing was listed or bought it for 3,000 or 31,500 or whatever, he didn't do anything wrong. There's just a skin listed. He buys it. He sends the money. He gets the gun, whatever. That's great. And also, I think the interesting thing here is, hey, if this guy didn't buy it for 31,500 or whatever, somebody else was going to. This thing was going to get sold. It's not like it's this one guy's fault specifically. Here he says it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The seller was driving when he listed it, which doesn't make an innocent mistake. On the other side, the owner had borrowed the AK to a friend, which was the one who did the listing mistake. So he's saying he would return. And that's also what's really weird here. The gun is the second guy's. The gun does not belong to this guy. It's his friend's gun, like he says here. So he was letting his friend borrow his $40,000 gun, and then also told his friend, hey, will you sell it for me, and I'll give you some of the profit for selling it or whatever. Like, again, this starts to sound a little bit shady and a little bit weird, which would also sketch me out a little bit, because when you're buying and then returning stuff and selling and blah, blah, you're opening up yourself up to more and more potential opportunities to be scammed and stuff like that. Now, obviously, Arkashaw or whatever his name is, he wouldn't be opening himself up to a huge possibility of getting scammed, because he's only in for the $4,000, but still getting scammed for $4,000 wouldn't feel good. It's not like he's on the hook for the whole $40K or anything like that. The owner had borrowed the AK to a friend, who did the listing mistake, so he would return, because the person more affected isn't the one who did the mistake, and it isn't really fair to get affected for his friend's mistake. The only time I got scammed was when I borrowed a Bowie knife rust coat to a friend, so I can highly advise to not borrow skins to your friends, which, is a huge takeaway from this whole thing. Is people are saying, hey, you're an idiot for letting your friend sell your $45,000 gun. You should be the one selling your $45,000 gun or handling those sales, so stuff like this doesn't happen, which I think makes a ton of sense to me. We also get Arkashaw replying to this whole thing, with this little Stephen A. Smith kind of dancing, being like, hey, what do you guys want me to do? I just got a $40,000 deal. I'm not returning this shit. That's what it seems like. Maybe he will end up returning it. I don't know. But he's kind of, doing a little boss dance and stuff like that. Anomaly says snipe of the century, which is absolutely hilarious. People saying goated tweet. I'm pretty sure the Chinese guy replies in this thread. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I saw that somewhere. But yeah, people are just saying you're seeing this penguin and stuff all over the place now. Lent him to play and tell him to put on buff. He missed a zero. Again, why did you ask him to sell such an expensive skin for you? Depends how much you trust your friends, stuff like that. Yeah, I absolutely get that. This one I thought was an interesting take on the whole situation. Some people are forgetting that the guy that is trying to get it back is not the owner of the skin. It was the skin of someone else. He was selling it for him. He messed up. He's desperately trying to get it back, because I can't imagine owing somebody $36,000. And hey, he's going to owe his friend or something. I don't know what's exactly going to happen. I can't imagine making a $35,000 mistake for your friend and you owing it back to him. Some people think it's his mistake deserved, that you discussed this guy. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I get both sides. I get if people say, hey, that's your mistake, you're an idiot, you got to pay pay some consequences for your actions. Honestly, I think really in my heart, the correct answer at the end of the day would be to return the skin, but to expect something in return. Maybe they give him a couple $100, maybe they give him a couple $1,000. I don't know. But it would also feel terrible for this guy to get this big snipe that he did nothing wrong to get, and then just get screwed and end up with nothing at the end of the day after going through like this whole, my camera froze. I've been having some issues with my computer. My camera froze, but hopefully we'll be able to get it working again. Going through this whole kind of drama, disaster, this whole thing, I don't know. That's kind of what feels right to me at the end of the day. But also, I don't think you should feel too terrible for these guys. It seems like this guy has a very, very big inventory. I know people have been posting about it. Let me see if we can find some replies to what's been going on with his inventory and stuff. But I know people are saying he has a lot of big... he might have like a 50K inventory or something like that. So, this guy definitely has money, definitely has the opportunity to get some money. I know he's saying like he's in debt or something like that or whatever. But again, and obviously he's posted pictures of his inventory and stuff like that before. So I don't know. At the end of the day, a very, very big, interesting, crazy story. A potential $40,000 mistake was made. Now some people are calling for the skin to be returned. Some people are just saying this guy's an idiot and too bad. Some people are calling the guy who bought it, a greedy idiot pig, whatever, for not returning it. Some people are roasting the friend. Some people are roasting the original guy whose skin it is. I don't know. This thing is just so all over the place. But I do want to hear what you guys would do if you were the person who bought this skin for the $4,000 in the situation. Would you return it? Would you hold on to it? Would you expect something in return? Who knows? But overall, just a pretty comical, hilarious, crazy drama going on in the CS world. It's another day, another banger. Just kind of, I guess, some normal CS2 community shenanigans going on here. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Sorry my camera froze for the last little bit of this. I've been having some PC issues lately, trying to figure it all out. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.